What's going on, guys? New day in the garage. Dan here, DD Speed Shop. Nomad time. So we're finally gonna start cutting into this thing. So still a mess in here. Still in the midst of construction. We are making some progress. I bought a bunch of totes to put Nomad bits and pieces in so I don't lose them. So they are full. I haven't quite moved them yet. Anyways, car's on stand, so we'll get into there real quick. But this is pretty good. So as you guys know, my garage is a little on the crooked side. I really should have had it jacked up, but I didn't. We put a new door in. It was like, do you match the door to the garage or you make the door level? Well, I decided to go door level. Oof. It's like looking at some sort of weird painting. But the reason I did that, so I could run a ramp across to this door and stuff can go across a little bit easier. I figured flat to flat might be kind of nice, eh? Well, there we go. So we're in like B shop. This thing's full of junk. Frame, bobcat, crap everywhere. But probably echoey to hell in here. Anyways, the guys are almost done. In the garage, there's still a lot of work to do in the house, but that should be taken care of soon. And then we're gonna be working on electrical. And then that garage will be ready to go. And then I can start moving stuff over. I had to move a bunch of junk just everywhere so it all fit. Like, just. Anyways. I don't want to do any home renos. I want to work on cars, so I'd rather work in a mess than clean up junk I don't need. So under the car, this is where it gets exciting. So Nomad time, car time. Little house update. This thing's funny. I don't know what this thing was. I really wish, if anybody knows of this car, send me an email because I'd like to know what the story is on it. Anyway, so it had this 2x2 running front to back. It's in the rocker, which that's all been torch cut out. And they ran 1x1 to the frame to join it for whatever reason. The underside, the rockers are mostly galvanized heating sheet metal, riveted together, all double walled up and stuff. Under here, it's actually not too bad. It still has the factory parking brake cables. It has some sort of a bolt-in transmission cross member. Lots more miscellaneous metal patches. It's had some sort of giant whammo on the floor, which is crazy. Also, if you look, it's got two floors, but they do look like they're both stamped. Like, you see them, they match. So, it's had parts put in this thing at some point in its life, I believe. The frame otherwise isn't actually in too bad a shape, other than being kind of butcher at the front and whatnot. At the back, it's got a, a little slopey. It's got a 12-bolt Chevy in it, and I think it's which is noisy. It's got a locker, or like a mini spool or something like that in it. So we'll pull the plate off at some point and see. It's had this giant bar welded to it for strength, I guess. I don't know. It's had a shock brace custom put in there. It looks like, what is it, 3x3 or something like that. And so obviously the shocks were supposed to go through the floor. This is the floor that's now obviously just sheet metal. And it had a brace that goes across there. All the braces are rotten, as we said. You can see daylight through the tire well, so it's no good. The leaves actually don't look too bad. They're not cracked or broken. We'll end up probably changing a lot of this stuff. I think this rear end is going to end up my 57 Chevy, because this one needs a stalker. So, we need to steal some brackets. Whoop. I forget what side it was on, but one of them needs it. Otherwise, it's still bolted down. It's got some sort of, these are aftermarket stuff, so it's been a part in its life. And it's, you know, there's never ending little bits and pieces where it's not too bad, but it's just so Swiss cheese, we're gonna rip it all apart. Anywho, back to the rockers. So, you know, like, the braces aren't actually even that bad, which is shocking. I'll probably save some of those. No, I won't do that. But I think I'm going to start cutting out the rockers. We'll get those in. You know what? I'm going to get on the other side and start talking that way instead of from the back side on my back. It's cold right now. Top side. So my plan is this. We're going to put rockers in and get some strength back in it. Otherwise, it should be strong. You play strong, even without the outer quarters and stuff on. Get all that junk out, and we can even leave this. We're not getting in there just yet. But you can see, this is the factory seam. It's actually in really nice shape. So it's full of that is fiberglass. That's still fiberglass. It's unbelievable. But if I zip this out around, whatnot, I can then weld the rocker on the underside, and then same at the front. This is all full of metal. Dang it. But same thing up here. Like, it's not even that bad. This is all good metal, so the rocker runs under this panel. Hope you can see that line right there. So we can put 2 rockers on this thing, give it the strength, back, and then zip the floor out. The toe boards looked okay. That side needs a little bit of love, but we can do that down the road. So I think that's what this video is going to be. We're going to jam the rockers in, which they're very small and easy. Like they said, they stop at the post because the quarter panel will be hopefully doing the rest of it. I hope. So we'll put 2 rockers in and gut the floor out with the plasma. Probably just the passenger floor, like the cab floor. We'll leave the rear floor for now. Put the floor in, then I can weld the new floor to the inner rockers, like the tunnel, and we can bolt it all down, and then it'll have some strength, see what we got in the back here, and then we can start working on the back floor. And then I think quarters be last. That's what I'm thinking. But if you guys know better, for sure tell me. Anyways, we'll get set up and start slicing and dicing. Like, look at this, it's all fiberglass. It's the sill packed with fiberglass. Look at this, packed with fiberglass, and then 2x2, like, I don't know, pretty thick wall stuff, all jammed in there. I feel like I have a few cutting discs in my future. All right, got the headphones in, ready to start jamming. I had these a while ago, these are rockers, the replacement ones. That's the other side. So 55 are unique out of 567 because the rocker has this little dish in it. 6 and 7 are just flat. Anyway, these ones fit pretty good. So this section right here is going to fit under the lip up the front there. So it might need a little bit of trimming. And at the back, these are a little rusty. I'm hard on equipment. Steps down, so that's where hopefully the quarter panel will go over it. So look at that. I gotta say, I'm pretty excited to start chopping up on this thing. I know this thing's a turd. I know you guys have told me that repeatedly. Why am I saving this thing? This is where it's gonna make a change in a hurry. Hopefully tonight, see how motivated I am. I might finish up tomorrow, but tonight we'll have rockers tacked in and floor cut out. And then that'll be one video. Next video we'll be jamming the floors in this thing, getting that all tacked together. Like, it's gonna, metalwork moves fast for me, in my opinion. My standards are low. All right, I'm gonna crank the tunes. Let's start cutting. Look at that. Looks better already. So we have our, get in there, but it's pretty close. This is a piece of fiberglass, so I gotta get ripped off, but that mark, go all the way around there, weld all in there, weld across there. We used to have kind of a couple of tack welds, but I think I'm happy with it. Now you gotta kind of decide where you want it, but hold it, zap it. Back here, I'll probably buzz it across there a little bit. That'll give it a little bit more strength than the jam. I might have to figure something out there. I'm not really quite too sure. There was so much like this. That's body filler or fiberglass or something like that. So it's quite, it was quite the job. Someone did this thing back in the day, which, you know, again, I said before, whoever did it, thanks, because you kept this thing on the road and it didn't turn into a parts car. I mean, it was a car, so some sucker like me can keep it going. It still has a title and a VIN and all that stuff. So I think I'm going to weld this all in pretty solid. It can't really hurt. I can always cut it out after. It's very easy to get to the back. The front I know is right. There's no way around it. This jam, I mean, it hasn't really moved, I don't believe. You know, it looks fairly solid up until about that section. So I'm assuming we'll probably leave all this and put a bottom piece in. Same with the wheel tub. That doesn't look too bad. So we'll see. Anyways, we'll do that. We're already cutting it out. A lot of these braces that has been torch cut, as you can see, and I had to cut the front brace out. But then all we're doing is going across that seam. I mean, this floor is going to come out, I think, pretty easy as far as I'm concerned. Just the multiple layers of floor. Man, this thing is, whatever, it's been what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna buzz this in real quick, go up something to eat. We'll go come back out after. We'll do the exact same thing. I'll just kind of come back out and start lapsing like crazy. It'll be more of the same cutting and grinding, but these panels fit nice, and they're hollow, right? So the floor itself will go down, and it has the inner rocker, so you clamp here, and on the bottom side, that's what gets all its strength. And then on this, you know, the floor will be going up into this, which actually isn't too bad. It's got a little bit of rot down there, but we should be able to figure something out. Might have to kind of twist this a little. And the outer, the quarter will go down and into the rocker that way. So it's make for a pretty sweet repair. I'm hoping I can keep these quarter panels or bits of them, or got a cool paint job on them, hang them on the wall, or hang them outside the garage, or do something. But it feels really good to work on this thing, I gotta say. I'm enjoying it, but probably 2 weeks from now I'll be hating it. All right, I'll get this done, and I'll see you guys after. Have something to eat. Okay, so we're on the other side, and this side's different in a whole other way, which is hilarious. So there's no, don't believe there's a 2-inch bar in here. Looks okay. This here, there's just like a piece of tin that they put across and literally made a shelf for the filler. So I know you guys say I'm a hack, but I mean, come on. So this was, there's holes in it, I don't know. This was like that, I just pried it off. So, man, that's like an inch. So this whole thing at this shelf that they loaded up with filler and just, it's craziness. This is by far the most filler on a car I've ever been privy to. Same thing, fiberglass cloth on top. We'll get that off. But this one, it actually looks just rotten out. It doesn't look like they try to do whatever they did on the other side. So I should be able to, jam's still in good shape, front's still in good shape, same thing, zip it, we'll go up into the floor, all the way across, down, and this should just kind of fall apart. It does have, they pop rivet in some inner rocker galvanized, whatever, heating pipe or heating sheet metal, but man, it's good. All right, let's get chopping. Okay, so I was wrong. The butchery was just done a little better. This was in there. Just packed with fiberglass. And it's craziness. Anywho, the door's shut. The door gap's okay. We've got a new rocker on there. It's a pretty good gap, eh? Now this, I thought was going to be in better shape. Unfortunately, it was in worse shape. Worse shape. Well, you guys hear that? Anyway, it was in worse shape. All down in this area, it was just a big blob of brass from being brazed on. So unfortunately, it just has the kind of support on top. Even that, it was a pretty dirty weld. Up front, we got no problem. It's got lots of strength, but it's got this twistiness to it. Bummer. What are you gonna do? Well, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna carry on, cut the floor out, and I think what I'll do with the floor, this door actually latches. Whoop. So it's really no big deal, but I might just kind of weld the door shut. But like that door isn't even shut at all, being a hard top door. If it's shut when I lift the body to slide the floor in, it'll be fine just while it's in the air, and then once it's down, and then no big deal. We don't want to bucksy this thing all to hell. But whatever, it is what it is. It's just hilarious. Like, I was going to plasma this out, but I think there's so much screwing around. Like, I was taking this. Look at this. This is a whole sheet of fiberglass. But look, the front floor doesn't look that bad. It's fiberglass. And it's terrible. So I'll just zip it out. I'm just going to do real ugly cuts here. Get the floor out. We're going to keep, obviously, all this. This is for the rear seat, which is non-existent right now, but if it's the same as regular wagon stuff, we can probably track one down. So I think that's what we're going to finish off tonight. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm feeling tired. These rockers took me a long time just because they were so rotten, but my quarter panels are in stock. They're at the supplier, so I'm going to leave them there for a couple of days because I got so much crap everywhere, and the other garage is full, as you guys saw. So if I can get the floor in here, then I'm golden. Then I can bring the cores home and store them away or whatever. I don't think I want to put them on right away, but I can always cut this out, just screw them onto the car, you know what I mean, for the time being, so they don't get damaged, because I do think we should get the inside done completely. Anyways, so we're going to cut the floor, the new floor pan. I usually cut it right here, but I think we might just use the entire pan on this one, because we can ugly cut the whole wheel tubs and everything out, because we're going to, like, they're all fiberglass, so they're all junk anyways, and they've been butchered in. Like this side especially, you can see it's a different wheel tub than anything, so we'll probably just ugly cut everything right out of it. There's a few bolts we gotta take out, rip the entire floor out of it, weld the door shut, jack the front end up, slide the floor in, drop it down, cut the welds, and then go from there. I'm not going to grease that, don't worry. It's bolted in the front, so it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, it's lined up. The door's still, well, the one door opens and closes. We're winging it. This thing is so rotten, and I don't have any parts. Apparently sedan door is going to fit on that. You use like hardtop guts on a sedan door frame. I'm an idiot. I just sold all my sedan doors. I think I have one left, so I'll see if I can put it on just temporary. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, or never. But I'll get my junk cleaned out of here, and we'll gut the floors of this thing, man. We're jamming. We're getting lots done. Once the new floor goes in here, all you guys are all naysayers. It's a pile of junk, and I mean, you're 100% right. But at least they'll have all this wasted money spent on it, right? All right, you guys ready for this? So I think I'm gonna quarter the floor. I'm not gonna get all the last little bits and pieces. We'll do that a little later. I broke 2 bolts came out. 2 bolts broke for the floor, so we should be okay. Front section, back section. I'll probably cut the seat piece out. Yeah, I might just go with the wheel tub. We'll see. Let's start cutting and see where we get. Alright, well, the camera died, but we got our fiberglass floors removed, so that's pretty good. These are actually a little bit of steel. Must have been the molds for it. Back here we have the rear floors, which I took out. Here are the seat pieces, but these were still solid at the back and just fiberglassed on either side. That's all that was holding them in, so they just popped out. Unfortunately, said the battery died there. Just sneak our way in. Ugh. Convenient. Ugh. Yeah, so it was just fiberglass to this riveted miscellaneous. These wheel tubs. And like, this has been replaced, obviously. And they're rotten, beat to hell. Fiberglass in. This was the structure holding it all together. And this side did a pretty good job. That's like a nice little fiberglass boat. So same thing. You know, maybe I'm doing these things wrong, putting this new metal in. So there you go. I still got a fair bit of cleanup to do. Ultimately, that's junk. So we got to clean up the floor here, where it will, you know, join in, because this section will have to be replaced. You know, probably here down or whatever I do with the wheel tubs. So the floor will end up following this line, which will be not really attached to the quarters because they're so rotten, but it will be able to be attached to the rockers. Here, I'll clean this all up real nicely. So that side's good. This side just has a little bit of rot in the one corner, which we got to get all there cleaned out and whatnot. You know, all the new body supports. But we can weld to the rockers. We can absolutely weld it up at the front here, and I can cut out whatever rust I don't like right here and get to that down the road, but that'll give it a lot more strength. Weld the door shut for when we lift the front end up, and we'll be golden. I do have to go a little further back as well, because I said the floor is actually going to overhang, so I'll probably tomorrow cut back about there. But the camera battery is dead. Every one of my DeWalt batteries is dead and hot, so that's where I'm calling it for tonight in this video. We got a lot done. Oh, it's nice kind of just sitting here. But yeah, I'm going to jam on this. So hopefully you enjoy Nomad content. Man, I'm dirty. Like the video, share the video, all those good things. Check out the playlist. And yeah, I'm hoping, I think the next video we should be able to jam the floor in. I hope that'll be tomorrow. I'll probably work tomorrow, get it all finished, cleaned up, prepped, and the day after slide the floor in and get it tacked together. But yeah, and then the back floor. I got a lot of thinking to do on that. So if you have any comments, let me know. Hopefully you can get that out before I'm done talking here. But I don't know what I'm going to do there. I might keep the back of the wheel tubs because they don't look terrible. Well, yeah, they look bad. It's all junk. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.